What's going on, guys? It's Greg with CS and welcome to another review. We did the Maverik Shift. Now I've got another Maverik product. We are on to the Optik Force. This is the Optik 4, but I guess they didn't like the idea of the number 4, so they went with Optik Force. If you ask my opinion, I like the name. I think it could get confusing when they go to do number 5. They just go back to 5. You gotta come up with some other name for that. I don't know. Anyway, Optik Force, it came in this really cool locker. This is like an insane package they sent out to a bunch of influencers. A little mini Asher Nolting locker, since he's gonna be promoting the head. 32 right there, came with a lock. And when you open it up, there's a Weapon X in there. I don't know why. Who put that in there? I had a light, no off season in the back. Optik, be a force on the field. Okay, you get a little thing, get an Asher Nolting card, and even says, make your own name. Make your own nameplate. So maybe we'll do that real quick. Give that a little ECD Greg. Oh, I didn't leave myself enough room. There we go. See ya, Asher. Okay, there we go. All better. ECD Greg locker. So it's a pretty cool package. Probably the best influencer package I've ever seen for a head release. Unreal stuff from Maverik. I do not know what we'll do with it now, but I love it. So we'll just sort of. Moving on with the review, we've got the Optik Force. One cool thing about this is it came in a limited edition splatter color. They had a gray and a navy. I was lucky enough to get a navy splatter, kind of painted. They've done helmets the same way. They've done gloves the same way. And it looks really cool. So I did it with the navy blue USA Hero 4, and I think the overall package is pretty sick. So basic stats on this, the limited edition splatter was 110 bucks. The unstrung head in white, gray, black, or hyperlight blue was 100 bucks. The weight on this is right around 4.4, 4.45 ounces, and that is down from about 4.8 in the Optik 3. Now you have to excuse my Optik 3. We couldn't find ours, so we have Carson's from high school, which he has abused and also dyed and strung kind of like an idiot. I apologize, Carson's behind the camera, but it's true.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't the best at stringing back then.
No, but this is the Optik 3 we have to look at. So it got a lot lighter by around 0.5 or 0.3 ounces, which you can feel for sure. A couple other things that they've worked on. The Force comes from the idea that they have made it as stiff and durable as possible by using FEA, which is a way of analyzing a 3D model for places that might be weak or need more stiffness. And I will say it's very stiff for the weight. I like the shape. I think they kind of opened up. All the Optiks in the past had this sort of uncomfortable to me, like little kink at the top of the sidewall there. I think people had noticed it had a nice face shape and then sort of like just snapped out. In this one, they kept it much more gradual. This is definitely Maverik's widest offensive head. So it's not very pinched, but that lets you string a nice gradual lower pocket, which is what this is meant for. Has a nice gradual flare, even has a little bit of flare where the inside bottom side rails are a little pinched from the outside that I think adds to the effect. Another thing I noticed is they've really slimmed out the sidewall profile. So you've got the deepest part at the bottom, which lends to that low pocket, but this gets really tight and really narrow, which I think is gonna help with a quick release and just drive that ball out really quickly. It's got a very minimal offset, doesn't really dip. Like if you look at most heads from like STX and others, you get this drop off right here. That's pretty severe, and then it straightens out. You'll see on the Optik, it's very smooth, and then actually returns a little bit. So I think this is gonna take away from the offset feeling, but give you also a really quick feeling release out of the stick. So I really like it. So looking at the previous models, you're not changing a ton. They did kind of do away with this very small strut at the bottom, which they did not have that on the 3 either, so it's a little bit more open in the side rail. You can see what I'm talking about with the thinness there. Kept the X rail, so everything else is pretty similar. Throat looks the same. Mine has a really interesting 3D printed ball stop, which I'm not sure went into all of them, and a super short throat. It looks like it even got shorter from the 3.0. Some nice details with some heavy texture. Made in the USA, obviously, which we love. We're one of the brands in them that make our heads in the USA. And finally, 20 stringing holes. Maverik has kind of been on like the same trajectory as us, having 17 or 18, then jumping up to 20. I like that because you can easily transfer patterns between different brands. So most of our patterns will transfer to Maverik heads with the Hero 4, which is great. You should get it at ecdelax.com. And so that's really helpful. I think 20, in our opinion, is the sweet spot, and it led to a really nice pocket. I will say, as a pet peeve, the top couple holes were really tough to get even one loop through, whereas on our heads we like to do 2 or 3. That's a nitpicky thing, but I think once you've gotten to the 4.0 of a product, that probably should be dialed in. But then past that, the stringing was great. Nice pull downs, plenty of options, 20 sidewall holes, and I did what I consider to be like a Jordan Wolf replica, one of the greatest players of all time, Duke 2-time national champ, and he used to use an Optik. I used to string it for him with this pocket and 2 U's. So it was a kind of widely channeled, but nice gradual, like mid-low pocket. And so I put the nylon and 2 straights in where his U's would have been, and the pocket turned out really nice. So overall, I like this a lot better than the Optik 3. Carson, your thoughts as having used this?
Yeah, I also like that a lot more.
I think the face shape is just much more natural. I like this thinness on the rail. I feel like it makes sense, and it's different enough from the Tactic or the Kinetic to have it be its own like separate head. So if you want to get one, you can check it out at all the retailers. If you want to get it strung up, we would highly recommend using Hero 4. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. We'll try to get to a string tutorial. I did do a live string video that I explained some of it. You can go watch that. And then next up, we'll do the String King Mark III V. So stay tuned for more reviews as we get ready for the end of the year. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.